we have Kimberly Nelson from Philanthropy, who always brings the sunshine with her.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank
Good morning.
you. Good morning. Happy to be here today.
Good.
Good morning, Green Spring.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to be here today because this is such an important topic. And I'm sure residents are going to go, wow, Kimberly's not talking about money today.
How unusual.
How unusual. But this really is about money, and it's about protecting your money. And so the philanthropy office over the last probably 5 or 8 years has been really partnering with our social workers and our security team to help coordinate efforts to bring education, information, and awareness to the different scams and things that are out there, whether it's postal or financial, phone calls, anything like that. And today I'm super excited that we have really an expert with us today from Fairfax County.
Wonderful.
We have Master Police Officer Eric T. Nelson. Again, no relation. It's just Nelson to Nelson.
A good
and
family.
We're both here talking about the importance of protecting yourself and how it is so easy to not pay attention and something bad can happen.
Yes.
And so I wanted to introduce Master Police Officer Nelson and let him tell a little bit about himself, because this is a new face that Green Spring is partnering with in our prevention against scams and prevention against all those frauds that are out there.
And Fairfax County Police has always been a good partner with us.
Always.
Yes, they're very supportive with lots of educational opportunities. Welcome, Eric.
Welcome. Good morning.
We're glad you're here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your career in police.
I'm Master Police Eric T. Nelson. Been assigned to the Franconia District Station for my entire 25 years.
Oh, good. So you're right here in our neighborhood always.
Never left you guys.
Good.
And throughout that 25 years, I've been in patrol. So this is a new thing for me. It's called outreach, community outreach, in which I involve myself in the community and get engaged with numerous activities that are going on in the community. I put myself out there, meaning if you have an event, if you want the police to show up, give me a call, and I'll gladly come out and see how we can engage and bridge the gap between the community and law enforcement.
Is that kind of a new thing within police departments, that the police department's trying to reach out more into the community and be more visible?
Well, you look at it this way. We've been out in the community. Our life has been in a fishbowl our whole time of existence. Mm-hmm. So it's more so reaching out and seeing how we can help each other. We all have to live here together.
That's right. Yes.
And they're really a wealth of information. You know, I don't know that, we think police come to protect and serve, and we always think call them if there's an emergency, but really they have all this history, knowledge, and resources. And so we're really very excited that we're going to partner strategically with Eric as we move into the end of this year with the holiday season, but also moving into 2020 and beyond.
It's kind of the police department is sharing with us all that they've learned.
All we have learned and all we can learn from you as well.
So we're really a team effort here.
Yes, it is.
So you're here today to share with us a guest speaker from the county who's coming through your office, who will be here next week.
Yes, exactly like I said, it's an outreach position in which Consumer Affairs reach out to us and say, hey, if you have an event going on, we have the knowledge to bring out the team of individuals that can help educate individuals on certain things that are going on in the community, such as these scams. Mm-hmm. So I reach out to Consumer Affairs, and next week, Michelle Margaritos is coming out to be on your set and be here at the facility to talk to the staff and residents.
So Michelle is going to come on the 19th, and I think we have a slide telling us about that.
Yes, so it is next Tuesday.
Okay.
It is November 19th. It is at 11 a.m. So you can still watch the 10 o'clock Village in Motion.
There you go.
And have time to get to Hunter's Crossing Conference Center.
Okay.
And
so plenty of room, plenty of seats.
We're using the conference center so that we can set up tables, so that people can take notes, because there will likely be handouts as well.
Good.
And in true philanthropy style, we will have light refreshments.
Well, I'll be there then.
So you know
as long as
there
you offer me cookies, I'm
there
in.
will always, we
I will
thought
be there also.
cookies, we thought cookies and donuts sound like a good
Oh, yes.
compromise between breakfast and lunch.
Yes.
A little snack.
Kind of a little appetizer.
Yeah, a
Yes.
cup of coffee. And really, we want everyone to come, bring your neighbor. This is really such an important topic. And residents, many cases think, oh, it will not happen to me. I live at Green Spring. And it happens at Green Spring.
Yes.
We have had it happen to residents, and residents who are traditionally very savvy and pay attention, and then that one moment of weakness where something happens and they go, how did I let that happen?
That's right.
Yes.
And so it can happen, and we really, as we move into the Thanksgiving and holiday season, you know, the scammers really ramp
They're out
things
there.
up. As
We're starting
Eric
to get mailings.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I cannot stress enough how important it is not only to hear today's complete program, because Eric is going to go over some tips and just some little helpful things, but to come next Tuesday morning at 11 at Hunter's Crossing, because we will go into more detail, and also you'll be able to ask questions. What about? What if?
This happened to me. Is this a scam?
And
Exactly.
I'm not sure. And if it's something you even don't want to publicly say in the group, then they'll be there after, and you can talk one-on-one and
Sure.
say, I'm not really sure.
Or you can always say, well, a friend of mine
Right.
had this problem,
Yes.
and you're really talking about yourself, but that's all right. You're getting the question. in.
Right.
Yeah.
The staff of Consumer Affairs, when they reach out to me, I felt that it's our job to help educate, help inform our more seasoned, our more vulnerable individuals in the community. And throughout that speech, talking to them, they want to come out and help you recognize what a scam is.
Can you give us some examples? Can you give us a preview of what Michelle may be talking about?
When she said recognize a scam, we all have those spider senses. And you know it doesn't seem right. In the back of your mind, you're saying, I shouldn't do this. Is it really real? When it's that way, you feel in that way, that's when you need to ask someone.
When in doubt, don't.
Correct.
Yes.
Exactly. Call someone. Check and see if that's a reputable business. Find out for yourself.
Who would I call to find out? Let's say relative to the police department, every so often I get a phone call that says, well, we're gathering money for the police. You know, we are the police, blah, 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 blah. And I don't have any idea if that's real police or not. So I always hang up the phone and don't do anything. Who would I call to find out?
You can always call the non-emergency number to see if that is a reputable company.
This is the Fairfax County non-emergency number.
703-921. Correction, 703-621. 691-2131.
It's hard to say it.
It's hard. You say it so fast. 703-691-2131.
2131.
Correct.
Okay. So call them and say, hey, I got this call. Is this
They
really
can help you
for
verify it, or you can have an officer come out and talk to you.
Good.
If you need an officer, they're here for you.
Yeah.
That's great.
And the other nice thing about Green Spring is we do have a security team here on campus.
Yes.
And so Ben is our security manager, and in many cases, you can call him or his team and say, I think something happened.
And don't hesitate to call
Don't
them.
hesitate.
Yes.
And that's really important because Ben and his team also track the trends. You know, they sort of see, are we getting lots of calls where it's this type of scam or that type of scam? And that also he alerts me so that I can say, oh, I need to bring in a certain type of expert to help
Right.
re-highlight that type of scam.
Yeah.
One that you may think about right at this time is, as you said, the donation scams.
Yes.
And so
Very big.
while you may reach out to Ben, you know, you can also reach out to our office and we can help look, you know, sometimes I've looked up online through Charity Organization Navigator and things.
Yeah, we
Is
were-
this a really...
Interestingly, while we were waiting
Yeah.
this morning, I was telling Eric about some of these sites where you can go in and you can see how much of what you give goes to who they say it's going to go to and how much is administration. And it's
Exactly.
often this and this. And I said, well, there's a website that you can look up. So Avon very kindly looked up what I thought I remembered the website to be. So here is a website that wants you to pay them to tell you about these charity scams. So this is like a scam within a scam.
Yes.
So there are free websites to look
Yes.
them up. I just don't know
Yes,
the name of them.
exactly. But if you're wanting that, we look those up in our office.
You can do that in your
Sure.
office. So if I get-
have a little password to one of the sites that I
Yeah.
belong to that is
Good.
legitimate.
Yes.
And can double check their 990s and giving information. And
What's a 990?
so that 990 is the tax form that you fill out with the IRS if you're a legitimate 501c3 organization.
Aha.
And so it helps, sort of tell you information about fundraising dollars and that kind of thing.
And where the money goes.
Yes. So number one, I always say talk to Ben and his security team. At least alert them. And then number two, if you can't reach them or you still have questions, then call us in philanthropy.
Sure.
And we'll be happy to try to help at least double check something with you or get the information to Ben if you've been unable to reach him.
Good.
And then the third option, of course, is your local social worker.
Right.
So they are also a good resource. So
And
there's
don't ever be afraid to call and say, I think maybe, I'm not sure about this. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Or on the opposite end, I think maybe I gave some money to somebody I wish I hadn't given it to. Can you tell me?
And that's the
Something
fear
about it.
because you fear of being a victim.
Right. Nobody wants to admit they've
so you
been a
don't
victim.
do anything,
Yes.
which is the wrong thing to do.
Right.
Like I said, go back to that spider sense. You felt something was wrong.
Right.
You're not the first one.
Right.
So-
And that's very true. Good advice. And we have so many ways to get this in from these calls now. We get through telephone calls, internet often. They'll show up on Facebook, they'll show up on this, they'll show up on that, or maybe something direct to you, and you say, well, if they had my name, maybe I should take this seriously. And of course, there's US mail. We get lots of things through the mail.
Yeah. And now with cell phones, they're texting you through your cell phones.
Oh, okay. See, I don't text.
So if
I
you
don't
have
know
a
about
cell
that.
phone, now you're getting texts, messages through your cell phone that may or may not be legitimate. And of course, they can spoof the number.
Yes, exactly.
I
I'm going
mean-
to say that.
Yeah, why don't you talk about that? Because sometimes I know they spoof the police.
That number may appear to be a number you recognize or area code you recognize, but these are spoof where these numbers are not even existent.
They can fix it so you look at your telephone and the number might look like my brother's number, and I know that number, but
Exactly.
it could be somebody completely different.
Correct. So even though the number may look the same, you still have to do your homework and research
Right.
on who this person is. And before you send any money, verify,
Yes.
verify, and verify.
I was talking with a friend of mine in Ohio a few weeks ago, and she was saying, oh, well, I send money to, and this isn't a lady who should be sharing her money with anybody. And she says, well, I send money to this, and of course, if it's about children, I always give money. And I'm going, wait. Stop right there. Just because, you need to stop and think about where you're sending the little bit of money that you have.
Exactly.
Yeah. And in many cases, we say, give to the charities that you know and that you have a long history with. If it's something that's new, then we want to make sure you definitely do your research.
Yes, definitely.
If you haven't always given to the police and you've done it a certain way or the fire department, and you sort of know what their system is, and now it's something different.
Something looks like our fire. We have a wonderful volunteer fire department. I'm sure you're aware of the ones here in our district. But the volunteer fire department, just right down the road here on Backlick Road, comes out once a year with a very identifiable envelope that it has come from them.
Okay.
It helps that we say, oh, okay, this is our fire department, the one closest to us that spends a lot of time here.
Right. But you
Yes.
know it comes once a year.
Yes.
And so if something started showing up more often, you would go, this looks a little different.
right.
It's a
The
different
instincts.
strategy.
Yes.
I need to double check something first.
Right. And there's, you said about your instincts.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the most frequent scam that is reported to you in the police department?
It is the phone scam of money for this, money for that. And you have no way to verify it. And then the pressure to feel that you must give money.
Yes.
So that's the thing. When anytime it's a pressure, you should think about it.
If somebody's trying to push you.
What is the rush to give your money away? Take the time and think about it and research it.
Right.
If he's or she's in a rush to get your money, it may not be legitimate.
That's right. And we were talking a little bit about GoFundMe pages. I had to go through my mind through Groupon, and I knew it wasn't Groupon, but GoFundMe pages often can be scams.
Very much so.
People can come up with, so, I often see things on Facebook, this person is dying of cancer, and can you help, and often it's some friend of mine who's forwarded to me, and I'm thinking, this should not be on here. We don't have any idea whether this is real or not.
Right.
They're just it's just another way to try to get your
Exactly.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
So preparing ourselves for next week, we've been talking about what can be presented. How do we present this information? It's one, to recognize you've been scammed.
Mm-hmm.
How not to become the victim of a scam.
Right.
What to do when you become a victim of a scam. I look at it as this way. I look at the triangle approach
Okay.
of a crime. You have the ability, desire, and the opportunity. If we can just alleviate, say, the opportunity, meaning lock your doors, recognize the scam, hang the phone up, you alleviate the opportunity of that person victimizing you or scam you out of something.
Or if it's on the computer, hit the delete button. That's why it's there.
It's so
But
much
you mentioned
easier.
locking your doors. It's important for us to lock our doors here.
Yes, I know we're here on this property, we feel so secured, but you still have to be in the mindset of your safety, your security. Lock the doors.
Right.
Some of us leave here and we go shopping, especially this time of year. We bring things back, we put it on the back seat of the car, go into another store.
Oh, that's a good one, yes.
It is such in plain view. You're given that opportunity, and there's someone out there feel that he has that opportunity to try to take what you got, or has that desire to take what you have.
Right.
But if we can alleviate part of that element, the desire, the ability, the opportunity, we just alleviate hopefully that crime from taking place.
We were talking about people leaving their purse in a grocery cart. And Kimberly came up with a way that she helps to reduce that opportunity.
Well, I don't know that well, so far it's worked. That's all I'm going to say. So, you're pushing where the children usually sit is often where women will put their purse.
Sure.
So what I do is the little seat belt that you use to hold the children in place, I hook that onto the handles of my purse.
That's good.
Now, obviously, and of course, zip your purse. Don't
Right.
leave it open.
Close
Right.
the purse.
Close the purse, because while my hand is usually on the cart, even if my hand's on the cart and I'm looking here, someone could easily just walk by and snatch your
Take your
wallet
purse.
or take your purse, and boom. So it's just a little deterrent. What are all those little things we can do?
If you're carrying your purse, get it under your arm.
And you remember, a lot of these times, these scammers work in groups. So it's not necessarily one person looking at your purse. The other one may be distracting you
Yeah.
away from your purse.
Okay.
That's
So
good
be
advice.
Good
mindful.
point.
It's not necessarily just one person.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a group,
It's a team.
a team of criminals.
Yes, right.
And they're not always men.
No.
That's right.
It could be a woman, it could be a child, a teenager. You just don't know what's going on.
Just
And
don't give somebody the opportunity. And for men, if you're putting your wallet in your back pocket, perhaps the pocket can be button closed. That would help it a little bit. But still.
Every little thing, I think again, it's all about prevention and opportunity and awareness. That really is our big message today and next week.
Yes.
Because we don't want to get to where we have to call the police and you've lost money.
Right.
We don't want that. We want to say we are smart and savvy and we're paying attention, and it's not going to happen to us.
You can never let your guard down.
We all must look after each other.
That's
Yes.
it.
And that's what I'm here for, to talk to you. And
Yes.
hopefully next week you get a lot more out of it.
Yeah.
From how to not be a victim, how to protect yourself, how to safeguard yourself and your neighbors.
So let's take it another step. Let's move it into the crime thing. Let's say that Kimberly's there with her purse locked in her grocery cart, and somebody comes along and says, no, I want that purse, take it out of there. Yeah, and this kind of thing does happen. What should Kimberly do? Let's say she's in Walmart and that happens.
But you must remember, that's just property. No life is more
Right.
precious than the property that you try
Good
to protect.
advice.
Yeah,
Very good advice.
We can replace those items in your pocketbook.
right.
Right.
So you always want to be cautious, hopefully, so that they're going to see that it's hooked,
Yes.
or they're going to see that you have your hand on your cart, or see that the purse is zipped. So they're going to say that's not an easy target.
Right.
They're going to go to something easier.
Exactly.
So that's really what you want to do. But again, the point is your life is most important. So if someone says, I need your watch, take the watch and go.
That's right.
And let me run the other direction and go somewhere else, because
Yes.
it's not worth it.
Right.
You can always get those replaced. But our key here is really prevention and just really thinking through, especially during the holiday season, what are you doing, where you're keeping your bags, are we locking our doors, are we aware of our surroundings?
Exactly.
Yes.
Are you going in pairs? A lot of times with Greenspring, we may take the shuttle and you're going to go with a neighbor. So, there is a little safety in numbers.
That's right.
When you're together shopping. So that's also helpful because you can look out for each other.
Right.
Our neighbors helping neighbors. So that's always a plus. But again, it's awareness. And it's not just when you're out and about. It's, again, your emails that come through. And emails can look really authentic.
Oh, yes.
I got something from Navy Federal Credit Union. I went, wow, this looks pretty close. And then I got something from Navy. I didn't open it because I never open emails from these outside places.
You don't recognize it.
They
Because
usually show up in your junk mail.
because I go to the main site that I know and trust and then see if the message is there.
I think it was USAA, an insurance company that we deal with, that sent out something to us in hard copy mail saying, this is the logo that you should see on any advertising that we send on the internet. I know they did this really, and they sent that out, and just so that, because people were getting so many things that maybe just had USA on the top, and who knew
Yeah.
where it was really from. So they were really warning
It's amazing how real they make it look.
us. Yes.
Well, and with USAA, since I'm also a member, they said you will always have the last 4 digits of your account number.
That's right.
On every document or email. So when I got something that didn't have that, I went delete. I knew that wasn't right.
Right.
And when you hit delete, put it in your spam delete. Like, you can hit trash, or you can say submit as spam in many cases. So once you get it to your spam folder, then it won't keep reappearing
Yes.
in your inbox. So again, knowing how your email works so that you can make sure that junk mail really does go to junk and you don't see it anymore, and
Right.
you just
Exactly.
it goes to trash and you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Because if someone really needs to reach you and it's important, they will reach you.
And don't be tempted to open those junk mail kinds of things.
Yes, especially if there's attachments.
If you didn't expect it, let it go.
Hit that delete
Yes,
button.
let
Good
it
advice. Yeah.
Now, the other one that we seem to hear a lot about here, usually more in the spring, is the IRS scam. They say the
Yes.
police is going to come and arrest me because I owe money to the IRS. Are you gonna do that?
That just happened the other day. A lady pulls up next to my car.
Yes.
And she came running to me, can you see if I got a warrant on me?
Oh, no.
She said, I'm on my way to the bank now. Please don't arrest me. They will not arrest you or call you to say we have a warrant for you. The IRS does not work that way. There's ways that you can work that out, so don't fall for the scam at the IRS. Call your local police if you need to verify.
Yeah.
No one asks you to go get a money order to pay a bill.
And that, I think that's the big
So do
flag
not-
with those, isn't it?
Do not do that.
They want you to get a money order, a gift card.
If you need to take care of a bill, why can't they take care of it there? Why do I have to go off your site to Western Union or get a credit money order and they tell you which money order to get? That doesn't sound right.
No. There's your flag waving.
That's your red flag.
Yes,
Yes.
right.
Do not send cash. Do not send a check. Go get me a money order. No.
Right. And the other one that I think some of our residents see, and I've heard various people say that they have, is that they get a telephone call and, Grandma, I'm in jail.
Yes.
And do you see that one often?
I've heard that one a couple times, yes.
Yes.
And they make it sound so obvious. They know your name. Okay, you know my name. It doesn't take but a second to put the phone down and verify the status of your loved one.
Yep.
So don't fall for that.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
We have just a couple of minutes left. Do we have some final words of advice other than reminding our viewers of when they can come and learn more?
As I stated before, take away the opportunity of an individual taking advantage of you. And keep in mind, you are not the first person. So don't feel shameful to come forth.
Right.
If you come forth, someone else come forth,
You're going to help other
it
people.
may set a trail to where this is coming from.
Yeah,
Right.
Help yourself and help others as well.
That's great advice.
that's good. Perfect
And
advice.
come see next Tuesday at 11 o'clock, Hunter's Crossing, donuts and cookies and coffee. What more could you ask for?
And learn more.
And learn more and bring a neighbor.
Yes.
We'd like a full house because this is such an important topic. So,
This time of year and all year.
yes.
Yes, right.
And then in February, we'll do a big expo with more fraud info. So look for
Good.
that in February.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Very good. Eric, thanks so much for joining us today.
It was a pleasure meeting
We've
you.
certainly learned a lot, and we hope you'll come back.
I will see you
We're-
guys again. Like I said, I'm in the outreach.
That's good.
I look forward to coming back.
We're always ready to learn. Kimberly, as always, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
And
much.
introducing us to another good educational topic.